The rust-colored walls of Kepler Station's maximum security block had become Leo's entire universe. 3 years of confinement had taught him that regret tasted like recycled air and felt like the cold metal of his bunk against his back. He'd made his choice on Earth, and the galaxy had made him pay for it. Leo remembered the day with crystalline clarity. Nia had stood in their cramped apartment, tears streaming down her face as she begged him to reconsider. "Leo, please, we can make this work. We can find another way." But he'd already made up his mind. The Artemis, a sleek, experimental FTL-capable vessel, represented everything he'd ever dreamed of. Freedom, adventure, escape from the mundane existence that Earth offered. And all it cost was betraying the woman who loved him. The deal had been simple, sickeningly so. Nia possessed information classified research from her work at the Lunar Defense Initiative. Corporate spies from Prometheus Industries wanted it, and they wanted Leo to extract it from her. Seduce her, gain her trust, steal the data. In exchange, the Artemis and enough credits to fuel a lifetime of exploration. He'd done it. God help him, he'd done it. Nia had discovered the truth 2 weeks after he'd delivered the information. Her face, when she'd confronted him in the spaceport, had been a mask of devastation. "I loved you," she'd whispered, and those 3 words carried more weight than any accusation. Then she'd turned and walked away, and Leo had boarded the Artemis without looking back. The ship had been everything he'd imagined. For 6 months, he'd soared through the cosmos, visiting nebulae that defied description and worlds where 3 suns painted the sky in impossible colors. But the Artemis couldn't outrun his conscience. Every star he passed reminded him of the light that had died in Nia's eyes. Then came the raid. Prometheus Industries had been dismantled by the Intergalactic Commerce Authority for industrial espionage and weapons trafficking. Leo, as an accomplice, had been arrested on Titan and transferred to Kepler Station. The Artemis was impounded, and his dreams of freedom evaporated like ice crystals in hard vacuum. Now, on this unremarkable Tuesday in his 3rd year of imprisonment, Leo sat in the common area, staring at a holographic chessboard without really seeing it. The announcement crackled through the facility's ancient speakers. "Prisoner 77492. Report to processing." Leo's number. His heart rate spiked. Early release wasn't possible. He had 7 years remaining on his sentence. Execution? Kepler didn't use capital punishment. Transfer to a worse facility? He couldn't imagine one. The guards escorted him through corridors he'd never seen before, past security checkpoints that required retinal scans and DNA verification. Finally, they stopped before a reinforced door marked Special Operations. The door hissed open, and Leo's world tilted on its axis. Nia stood in the center of the room. She wore the dark uniform of the Intergalactic Defense Force, for silver bars on her collar marking her as a commander. Her hair was shorter, her posture military straight. But those eyes, those deep brown eyes that had haunted his dreams, were unmistakable. "Hello, Leo," she said, her voice professionally neutral. He couldn't speak. His throat had closed completely. "Leave us," Nia ordered the guards. They hesitated for only a moment before complying. The door sealed behind them, and silence descended like a physical weight. "You look surprised," Nia observed, circling him slowly. "Did you think I'd crawled into a hole and died after you destroyed my career and my faith in humanity?" "Nia," Leo's voice cracked. "I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry. Every day, Stop." She held up one hand. "I didn't come here for your apologies. I came because I need something from you." The irony wasn't lost on him. "What could I possibly have that you'd want?" "Information." Nia pulled up a holographic display. Images of ships, weapons, corporate logos filled the air between them. "When you worked for Prometheus, you accessed systems beyond the data you stole from me. The ICAS investigation revealed encrypted files hidden in the Artemis's navigation computer, files you may have unknowingly copied. I don't understand. Why not just extract the data from the ship?" "Because the files are biometrically locked." To you, Nia's expression hardened. "And before you get any ideas about leverage, understand this. Prometheus is rebuilding under a new name. They're developing weapons that could destabilize every human colony in 3 sectors. Thousands of lives are at stake, possibly millions. Leo processed this slowly. And if I help you, then you help humanity. Isn't that what your species is supposed to be good at? Rising to the occasion when it matters most. The question stung because it touched on everything he'd learned about himself. In 3 years of forced reflection, humans were remarkable not because they were perfect, but because they could choose to be better than their worst moments. They could sacrifice, rebuild, and redeem. What happens to me after? Leo asked quietly. That depends on the quality of your cooperation and the outcome of our operation. Nia's facade cracked slightly, revealing a glimpse of old pain. But understand something, Leo. I'm not here because I forgive you. I'm here because this is bigger than us, bigger than what you did to me. I won't let innocent people die because I'm too proud to use every asset available, even if that asset is the man who betrayed you, especially then, because it means you finally serve a purpose worth something. Leo nodded slowly. In her words, he heard both condemnation and a strange kind of grace. She was giving him a chance to matter, to contribute to something larger than his selfish desires. It wasn't redemption, he didn't deserve that, but it was purpose. I'll help, he said. Whatever you need, I'll do it. For the first time, something other than coldness flickered in Nia's eyes. Not forgiveness, not warmth, but perhaps the faintest recognition of his humanity. Then let's get to work, she said. And Leo, don't make me regret this. As they began discussing the mission parameters, Leo realized that his journey aboard the Artemis had taught him nothing compared to what he was learning now. True courage wasn't exploring the stars, it was facing the consequences of your choices and finding a way to make things right, even when forgiveness seemed light years away. Humanity's greatest strength had never been reaching for the cosmos. It was reaching for redemption.